For decades, Carlos Santana has been more than just a legendary guitarist. He has been a musical icon, a pioneer whose soulful melodies and electrifying performances have touched millions around the world. From Woodstock to sold-out arenas, his music has inspired generations, blending rock, Latin and jazz into something entirely his own. Fans have celebrated his talent, his energy, in the passion he pours into every note. But behind the music, behind the bright lights and thunderous applause, Carlos has been facing a personal battle. A diagnosis so serious that it has forced him to confront the fragility of life itself. For a man whose life has been defined by rhythm, movement, and creativity, this news has shaken him to his core. Suddenly, the stage that once felt limitless now comes with uncertainty, and the future feels heavier than ever. The revelation has sent shockwaves through the music world. Colleagues, fans, and loved ones have rallied in support. Yet the truth of his condition is both heartbreaking and humbling. How does a man who has spent a lifetime sharing joy and energy with the world face the prospect of saying goodbye? What has this journey revealed about his personal strength, resilience, and the lessons he wants to leave behind? Today, for the first time, the story of Carlos Santana's battle with illness comes to light in a deeply emotional and revealing way. It is a story of courage, reflection, and a legendary life, confronting one of its greatest challenges. And it changes everything we thought we knew about the man behind the music. Carlos Santana's name has long been synonymous with musical genius. From the explosive energy of his early performances at Woodstock to the soulful, intricate guitar solos that have defined his career, he has mesmerized audiences for decades. His music is more than notes and chords. It's an expression of life itself, a reflection of his passion, spirituality, and dedication to his craft. Fans worldwide have celebrated him not only for his talent, but for the joy, inspiration, and cultural bridges his music has built. Yet behind the stage lights and the roar of adoring crowds, Carlos has been facing an intensely personal battle. In recent months, he received a diagnosis that has forced him to confront his mortality in ways few could imagine. For a man whose life has been defined by movement, rhythm, and constant creation, this news came as a jarring pause. Suddenly, the tours, concerts, and performances that once felt endless now carry the weight of uncertainty. Every note played, every stage visited, is a reminder of life's fragility. Those close to him reveal that Carlos approached the news with a combination of reflection and quiet determination. The man who once soared across stages and shared boundless energy with millions now spends long moments contemplating what truly matters: family, loved ones, and the legacy of his music. The diagnosis has forced him to look inward, to consider the mark he has made on the world and the lessons he hopes to leave behind. Despite the gravity of his situation, Carlos has not withdrawn from life entirely. Instead, he has chosen to continue performing in measured ways, cherishing the moments that bring him joy and connection. Fans witnessing these recent performances note a shift. The music feels more intimate, more personal, carrying a depth and emotion that only someone aware of life's fragility can convey. Each chord resonates with experience, gratitude, and a profound understanding of what it means to truly live. Even for someone as seasoned and resilient as Carlos Santana, processing such news is a heavy burden. There are quiet moments of fear, uncertainty, and vulnerability, elements of life that his fans rarely see behind the public persona. He has confronted questions many of us avoid. What does it mean to say goodbye? How do you reconcile a life lived in full with the reality of its limits? These reflections shape not only his personal journey, but the way he approaches his art, making each performance a testament to both resilience and mortality. Carlos's diagnosis has also sparked an outpouring of love and support from fans, colleagues, and fellow musicians worldwide. Messages of encouragement, admiration, and gratitude flood social media, reminding him and the world of the profound impact he has had on countless lives. Yet behind the public support lies a deeper truth: the struggle to accept vulnerability, to face the unknown, and to navigate the path ahead with dignity and grace. Carlos Santana's life is both deeply personal and universally human. It reminds us that even legends, icons, and global stars are not immune to life's harsh realities. Behind the music, the fame, and the applause is a man confronting challenges that transcend talent and legacy. And it is in this confrontation that we discover the true strength, courage, and humanity of Carlos Santana. The news of Carlos Santana's diagnosis has rippled through the music world, leaving fans, fellow musicians, and admirers in shock. For decades, he has been seen as a figure of vitality, energy, and inspiration. A man whose guitar could ignite a stadium, whose melodies could evoke profound emotion. That someone so full of life could now be facing a potentially terminal illness challenges not only our perceptions of him, but also our understanding of human vulnerability. Carlos has approached this life with a remarkable blend of courage, reflection, and honesty. He understands that the diagnosis does not define him. Instead, it frames a period in which he must prioritize what matters most. For a man who has spent decades touring the globe, performing night after night, and dedicating himself to perfection in his art, the news has forced a re-evaluation of priorities. Family, personal well-being, and meaningful connections now take center stage. And the rhythm of life he once followed so relentlessly has shifted. Those close to him reveal that, despite the gravity of his condition, Carlos has found solace in music. Playing guitar, composing, and even rehearsing with his band have become more than performances. They are therapeutic acts, providing him a sense of normalcy and control in a life now shadowed by uncertainty. Each note resonates with the depth of his experience, a reflection of decades spent exploring the emotional landscapes of sound, culture, and personal expression. Music, which has always been his lifeblood, has now become a refuge. The diagnosis has also shed light on the emotional strength required to face such news publicly. Carlos is no stranger to the pressures of fame, yet this is different. Millions of fans look to him not just as a performer but as a symbol of vitality and artistry. To share the reality of his condition is to expose vulnerability on a global stage. He has navigated this with grace, sharing his story without seeking pity, instead inspiring reflection on the human experience, resilience, and the importance of cherishing every moment. In conversations with those close to him, it becomes clear that Carlos's perspective has evolved. He no longer measures life solely by accomplishments or accolades. The diagnosis has intensified his appreciation for the simple, profound moments. A quiet morning with family, the smile of a loved one, the gentle resonance of his guitar echoing in a room. Even in the face of tragedy, he finds joy, gratitude, and meaning, lessons that resonate far beyond the music world. The announcement has also triggered a flood of support from fellow musicians and peers. Messages of admiration, encouragement, and solidarity emphasize the impact Carlos has had on countless lives. His career is a testament not only to his musical talent, but to the inspiration he has provided to generations of artists and fans alike. The public's response underscores a universal truth. Even icons, who often appear invincible, are human. They experience fear, uncertainty, and the profound need for connection just like everyone else. Yet, beyond the public narrative lies the private struggle. Carlos faces each day with determination and resilience, confronting the realities of his condition while maintaining dignity and hope. It is a delicate balance, acknowledging vulnerability without letting it define him, honoring the limits imposed by illness while continuing to embrace the passions that have shaped his extraordinary life. Carlos Santana's life is not merely about illness or farewells. It is about perspective, courage, and the human spirit. As he continues to share his music and moments with the world, fans are offered a rare glimpse into the man behind the legend, a life filled with triumph, struggle, and the enduring power of creativity and resilience. Carlos Santana's journey through his diagnosis has revealed a side of him that few have seen. The quiet strength, introspection, and emotional depth that underpin the legendary performances fans have admired for decades. Behind the guitars, the electrifying solos, and the colorful stage presence, there is a man confronting life's ultimate vulnerability, his own mortality. Those closest to Carlos describe how he has drawn strength from their support, reflecting on shared memories, life lessons, and the legacy he hopes to leave behind. His relationships, once often stretched by the demands of global tours and relentless performance schedules, have taken on a renewed significance. Time once lost to travel and commitments is now measured in moments of connection, intimacy, and heartfelt conversation. These are the experiences that provide solace amid uncertainty and give meaning beyond applause and accolades. Yet even with this newfound focus, Carlos has not abandoned his music. On the contrary, it has become a source of resilience and a means of expression that words alone cannot convey. Each note he plays carries the weight of reflection, gratitude, and emotional honesty. His performances are tinged with a new depth, reflecting a man who has faced life's fragility head-on. Fans attending recent shows report an intensity and intimacy that feel different from the grandiose performances of the past. More personal, more human, and profoundly moving. The diagnosis has also prompted Carlos to think about his legacy in ways he never fully considered before. What does it mean to leave behind a musical imprint? How will his influence continue to inspire future generations? Beyond the technical brilliance of his guitar, he is reflecting on the emotional impact of his art. The joy, hope, and connection it has offered audiences worldwide. The answer, it seems, is found in the very essence of his music. A bridge between cultures, generations and hearts, demonstrating that art can transcend time and circumstance. Carlos's public announcement of his condition was carefully measured. Not a plea for sympathy, but a testament to courage. By sharing the truth, he has invited the world to see him not only as a performer, but as a man navigating profound challenges. The response has been overwhelming. Fans flooding social media with support, musicians sharing their admiration, and communities recognizing the vulnerability that accompanies even the most celebrated lives. The reaction underscores a universal truth. Every life, no matter how brilliant or public, carries struggles and moments of uncertainty. Amid all this, Carlos has found moments of clarity and peace. He has embraced the idea that life is fragile, unpredictable, and fleeting, and that every remaining day is a chance to connect, create, and inspire. The diagnosis, while tragic, has illuminated the value of time, love, and the simple joys that are often overlooked in a lifetime of achievement. Through this journey, Carlos Santana has offered the world an extraordinary lesson, that even legends are human, and even amidst great challenges, one can find purpose, strength, and beauty. His story reminds us that legacy is not just built through talent, fame, or accolades, but through the courage to face life honestly, the commitment to those we love, and the willingness to continue creating and connecting, no matter the circumstances. In the wake of his diagnosis, Carlos Santana has faced the delicate balance between vulnerability and resilience, choosing to embrace life fully despite the challenges that lie ahead. Each day has become an opportunity to reflect, connect, and create, reminding both him and his fans that the value of life is measured not in its length, but in its depth and meaning. Carlos has spoken about how the diagnosis has forced him to slow down, to appreciate the moments that were once overlooked in the whirlwind of tours, rehearsals, and global fame. Early mornings with family, quiet evenings in contemplation, and the simple joy of practicing guitar now carry significance that transcends the ordinary. The lessons of gratitude, presence, and mindfulness have become central to his life, shaping the way he approaches both personal relationships and artistic endeavors. Despite the physical and emotional toll, Carlos has remained committed to performing, understanding that his music is not only a source of income or recognition, but a lifeline, both for him and his audience. Fans report that recent concerts have an intimacy and emotional weight that is unparalleled, as if every note carries the awareness of life's fleeting nature. Each melody is imbued with reflection, hope, and the profound realization that music, much like life, is precious and transient. The diagnosis has also inspired Carlos to mentor younger musicians and give back to the community that has supported him for decades. Through teaching, workshops, and collaborations, he ensures that his knowledge, skill, and passion continue to influence new generations. Even as he confronts his own mortality, he is actively shaping a legacy that will outlive him. demonstrating the enduring power of creativity and human connection. Emotionally, Carlos has faced moments of fear, sadness, and uncertainty, emotions that are natural when confronting serious illness. Yet he has consistently transformed these feelings into strength, channeling them into his music, into interactions with loved ones, and into the courage to share his journey publicly. By doing so, he has created a powerful narrative of authenticity, resilience, and hope, inspiring millions to face their own challenges with grace. His story is a reminder of the universal truths of life, that it is fragile, unpredictable, and often outside our control. Even those we view as icons, larger-than-life figures, and paragons of success, experience vulnerability, pain, and uncertainty. What sets Carlos apart is his willingness to embrace these truths while continuing to live fully, creatively and generously, teaching the world through both action and example. He does so with courage, dignity, and an unwavering commitment to his art and loved ones. The diagnosis may have changed the way he moves through the world, but it has not diminished his spirit, creativity, or influence. If anything, it has deepened it, revealing a man whose humanity and artistry are inseparable, and whose legacy is defined not only by talent, but by the grace and strength with which he faces life's ultimate challenges. In sharing his journey, Carlos offers an extraordinary lesson to all of us, that even in the face of tragedy, we can find purpose, connection, and meaning. Life is measured not only by achievements, but by the courage to confront reality, the love we share, and the beauty we create along the way. For Carlos Santana, every note, every moment, and every memory carries this profound truth, leaving a legacy that transcends fame and touches the hearts of millions worldwide.